How do you nourish your body? Surely if you love yourself, you understand that the first act of love is to sustain yourself. And what you put into your body as well as your mind determines how far and where you go. So you ask yourself, do you love yourself? If you sneaking and doing drugs, staying high all day, eating a bunch of destructive, damaging food, not hydrating your body, not stimulating your mind, your spirit, not developing your emotions, not developing your body to persevere its balance as we age, do you really love yourself? What does loving yourself look like? Anyway, let me go on and wrap this up. I'm not alone on this issue because most people I talk to don't like themselves either. So the world is full of self-haters. We try to cover it up by being physically successful, but that only works when we are with others. The world and emptiness returns when we are alone with ourselves. We are all dressed up garbage cans, so full of crap that it smells in other areas of our lives. Then we have kids and they become trash collectors. Ooh, man, we are all dressed up garbage cans, so full of crap that it smells in other areas of our lives. Then we have kids and they become trash collectors, collecting all of our mental and emotional problems, and the cycle continues. Man, hold up. I'm almost finished with this chapter. I only got about 3 pages, but I think I'm going to leave that right there, man. I think I'm going to leave it right there. Now I got to finish this here, man. Today it's about breaking mental and emotional cycles so that we can stop the madness. The easy one must be dealt with at all costs if we expect to free ourselves from the prison of the mind. Anger. Repressed anger is the #1 cause of stress in our lives. Stress is the #1 cause of body illness, diseases of our body. Anyway, and stress produces all types of addictive behavior, trying to be relieved. The word repress means to hold back. Anger means a feeling of great displeasure, hostility, indignation, of great displeasure that we hold back or stuff deep within. I'm a stuffer, so my anger is always repressed and is only let out through overusing sex, food, shopping, gossiping, etc. Man, let me run that back. I'm a stuffer, so my anger is always repressed and is only let out through overusing sex, food, shopping, and gossiping.
Ever heard of the aluminum rule? I didn't think so.
Could that be why our people are so sexually active? It's a lot of suppressed and repressed emotions that's being expressed by way of sexualizing ourselves, overly consuming food, shopping, dressing up in all of these costumes. Anyway, as a young boy, I wasn't allowed to show my displeasure or anger. So when it came out as an adult, it was of such magnitude and force that it scared me. That caused me to try and keep it locked up for life through suppression, but no one can lock anger up. It has a key to the door of our mind and comes out without regard for others. Repressed anger will drain you of all the energy of life until we become the walking dead. It's important to start to express your displeasure with others about the way they are treating you. When I started expressing my anger with others, it felt physically uncomfortable. But after it was over, I mentally felt great. I had to stop trying to control how it came out and just let it rip. Now, there must not be any physical violence because it would only make things worse. And it still doesn't solve the problem. If you are a violent type of person, it's important to get help first before you pursue expressing anger to others. When I say let it rip, I'm talking about saying what you feel. And if there is a need to say you're sorry later, then do it. I started expressing my repressed anger with my family and friends, and they didn't like me as much, but I loved me more. When we don't express how we feel, it turns into people pleasing, which makes others like us, but we begin to not like ourselves. Self-hatred is like a fire in your own house, and you're not trying to get out. Another benefit of expressing my anger was my decline in self-destructive behavior. I don't destroy myself as much because I don't have a lot of pent-up negative energy to be released. All of my life, I was taught to repress, not express my displeasure, so it turned into resentments. Resentment is anger that has been repressed, which marinates in our mind for an extended period of time until it becomes pain. The pain not confronted becomes mental and emotional illness and hatred for others that we resent. How do we express and not repress our anger? There must be a willingness to take a risk of losing others in order to be free. We must not let the fear of someone packing their bags and leaving or not being a friend anymore keep us locked into this cycle of pain. It's very scary for most of us to confront, so we keep quiet, but we fail to see the futility of our own lives because of not speaking out. Start with some smaller displeasures, such as not keeping the house clean, or washing the tub, or cleaning up after themselves. And as you gain strength from those expressions, go on to the bigger ones, like being unhappily married, or friends who only call with their problems and you listening when you should be honest with them about themselves. But you can't be honest with them about themselves until you get honest with you about yourself. So let's stop repressing and start expressing, and watch how much your internal life gets better. There's a place in our lives for anger, because if we didn't get angry about something, how would change be possible? The problem comes from years of suppression until it becomes feared. One word of warning about expressing your displeasure, and that is that your physical life will probably suffer your physical life will probably suffer a moment because of the wrath of others, but that's the price of freedom. To not risk it all to be free is choosing to stay mentally in jail. The price may seem high at times, but the reward is out of this world. And that does that, man. I actually read the whole chapter. I kind of rushed through it, I think, but I did stop and expound on some points. And I think that that's a overlooked crisis, especially in our community. Being the easy one, feeling like people who we care about and love can't make it without us. Don't be a victim to that feeling. We not what we feel. We feel what we feel, but we not our feelings, and our feelings don't define and identify who we are. With that being said, man, this was a reading from Emotional Prisoner, and it was chapter 5, the easy one. Chapter 6 is it a relationship or shit? Is it a relationship or shit? Ships sail. Anything that's selling is traveling, so it's moving through and towards. And I'm gonna leave that at that. I'm gonna get prepared to crank up these kitchen wars. Peace out, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, sharing 45 minutes of y'all.